Hi everybody, I'm Kathleen Alcala. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the sea theme journal that I've been working on. I am finally finished and I thought I will do a try to be quick, run through. So this is the cover. It was not how I originally thought it was going to be, but I'm quite happy with it. This is a vintage postcard, so I did not glue it all the way. There's just some little bit of glue, so it can be pulled off because it does have writing in the back. So that's the side, and I'll have to cut that off. The back I didn't do anything with. It is an incredibly chunky journal, incredibly chunky, as you can see. Watch, I'm going to flip it this way. Look at, that's a lot, right? So a lot of it I did on camera and a lot I did not do on camera. I'm going to try to get this in frame, you guys. Hold on. Okay. So this is the first page. I did use watercolors and a little bit of glitter to brighten this page up to match the beauty of this. I used a lot of sort of laces. This is washi tape. It did rip, but I actually liked that accident, so I loved it. So I put a little bit more over here. I glued some velvet and lace. This is a little pocket, which I didn't put anything in. I'm going to just run through. This is an envelope. I did use washi tape around the image. This is a hanky that I cut and folded the long piece over and turned it into a little pocket. So that's what it looks like without. And I just put some images in there just to make it cute. And then there's that picture. And this is a piece of lace I ran through and turned it into a pocket. I put a tab here. You can see that. And then I glued a little charm on. And I thought this lace was so beautiful, just stunning. And then I had a little piece of what was in the front, or the cover, and glued 2 pieces of ribbon so it would hold it in. This is so cool, this embroidery right here. So I went and made a little tuck spot. And then I did loop in some of this pretty green lace. There's that. I did use a little pearls here. I thought was cute. This you can barely even see, but I did, let me hold on. Hopefully you can see that. I did glue in a little piece of trim from a lace edge. I thought that was cute. Made it like a little border. And there's that. Now this journal is very different than probably a lot of sea theme journal because I didn't want it just to be about the sea, and I've mentioned that in my prior videos. So I did incorporate a lot of just beautiful vintage Victorian era images. So like this has quite a bit of things. It has washi tape, lace, another lace, some appliques, and this is a 3D floral from Anna Griffin. And then the reason I put this right down here, if you can see that, because when you open this page, you could see it here. And so I didn't want it to not be seen here. And this page I thought stood alone. I did not want to do anything to it. I just think it's so pretty. So this was here. And then I did use the wheel and put it here. This is probably, I don't know, this might be one of my favorite pages. And again, it's nothing to do with sea. The only thing is a little shell that I put in there. But I just thought it was so pretty. I just love that. I love the velvet, the colors, the greenery, just gorgeous. And this is cute too, a little pocket. And some vintage paper. And this is just so pretty. I just covered it with such beautiful lace. I loved it. And it's just a belly band. Let's see what I see, string coming out here. Oh, it's from this. That was just, I just put it in there to show that it is a belly band. This is another page that I love. Now with this page, I used washi tape up here, and then the green velvet and lace, and some more lace here. And with this, I actually used that really pretty shell, has green in it, and put a lace bow. I thought that was so pretty. And these images, I really felt like they spoke for themselves. I didn't really feel the need to do much. I did find these really pretty old pictures. I just think it's so pretty. This is kind of what my sea theme journal was, in all honesty. This is what I was thinking about right here. The Victorian era, the ladies walking on the beach in these big dresses, and then I just put some pretty crocheted lace, and then a pretty greenish pearl gray. And this little guy's in an envelope, and I used this sea themed ribbon, and I put a little anchor. And this is a little tuck spot, and this is a pocket. Again, I wanted to use some of that beautiful floral, like just try to make it a little bit Victorian, not necessarily all sea themed. And here's a great place to write. I thought my journals usually do not have places to write, so I thought this is a great place to write. I did tie in some charms, a little seashell and a little fish. And this is actually like a belly band. It does go all the way through. And then this is a pocket right here. So I just didn't put anything in there, but that is a pocket. Again, I love the imagery. I didn't feel like it needed anything. And this I thought was so pretty. It was, I guess, a poem about the beach. So with this, I put a little, this is just a pin, a stick pin, greenish color pearl. And then I glued the charm on. It's funny because I was cleaning up my desk and saw this image. I go, oh, I gotta incorporate it. So I put it there. But isn't this beautiful, this lace? Oh, it's just so stunning. I love the color. I love it. And here's a big seashell here and another big image. And I put a little seashell there. That's got a lot going on here. I wanted it kind of to be ripped, like almost like a message in the bottle. This is a real pretty satin piece of fabric or ribbon. And I put the little seashell here. I thought this reminded me of like a wave, the foam from a wave. And I incorporated several different pieces of lace and trim. And I love this old-fashioned, it's a vintage doily, paper doily. So this takes a turn. It's going to be hard to show you guys. Okay. So I had a hard time because I had two different kinds of sea digital kits. One was dark and deep, and the other was light and charming. So I decided to go ahead and transition into the darker side over here. And the reason I have this, it reminded me growing up when I used to go into the water and it was dark and murky water. And then you'd see the sea kelp and different sea things, and honestly it would freak me out, but this is what it reminded me of, so I put it there. And then I have these two women here on the beach, an actual photograph. And with this, I turned this, I thought it looked like a seashell, so I turned it into a little tuck spot and just put a few things in there. This is a hanky. This is also a tuck spot, so you can put, you know, some paper or letter, a picture of your own family at the beach, a little bit more of that netting with the seashell, and I put these girls here, a little pocket, just a little piece of ledger paper. Now I turned this into another side tuck spot, and I just put this paper in here. And I put a little anchor there. I thought this was cool. It's like a rope, but it's very satiny. Okay. this I just did a multiple variety of pieces of vintage paper and music sheet, and I thought this was so pretty. It tied in with the green, so I thought would turn that into a little tuck spot. So I just put some things in there. And I just kind of crunched up this piece of pretty fabric that reminded me of a wave, and then another anchor. Another great writing space for a person. And that's just clipped on right here, so this can be removed. See? Another little tuck spot, writing space. This is also a ballet band. It's the same thing. I use a variety of vintage paper. And I just put a little bow. I thought this green was so pretty. Now this is, it was a darker image again. It's a girl at the beach and her hair is blowing. Have you guys been to the beach when it's kind of stormy and it's really windy? This is what it reminded me of. I actually covered this with netting. It's a blue net, so it kind of gave it a crystallized look. And with this, I like that image because it was also a little dark. And she's writing or reading. I'm not sure what she has there. It looks like paper. So I actually used a vintage piece of ledger. And then just, also you can see the writing here. And then it just had a little image tucked in there. I thought this was beautiful. I used another piece of ledger or writing book. I think it's ledger. Some washi tape, beautiful image. Some lace. And this paper had like swirls, so I kind of put my own swirl with the pretty little pin. And then we come to the last page. This is so beautiful, this lace right here. It's hard to see this, so I'm gonna have to lift it like that. This is a humongous book, and this is the last page, which I absolutely adore. Let me see if I can get in shot. So I put a clear bag of different variety of real seashells, and it's pinned on, so it can be unpinned. And I love this image. And I have this beautiful applique attached with a little simple piece of trim. And that, my friends, as you can see, is my sea theme journal that I've been working on for a while now. And I really absolutely love it. I love how it came out. It's hard when you finish the journal, you feel like, okay, now what, right? So that's kind of where I'm like, okay, what's next? It is humongous, but I love it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that vintage inspired sea theme journal, and that you'll make one yourself in any which way you want to do. And I hope this video was enjoyable. All right, everyone, have a blessed, beautiful day. I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless you, and take care. Bye-bye.